question. Is it just 5 remotes today?
Very unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I just wanted to just clear that up.
Yeah.
No, I just...
We didn't want...
No, because I was thinking, where we're sat, we're literally in between the 5-6 gyms on the left and the 5-6... So I was thinking, I could just sit here and raid, but I get it, it's only 5.
Right. Well, I'll remote in with you, dude. There's an Origin Dialga.
Yes, you have.
Yes. You've literally dragged me to do this. Like, I want to raid!
You know the meme, you had one job.
Yeah.
Right.
On this week's show,
We sympathise with the drivers in LA traffic.
I'm not licking any crow gugs. They made me say this.
and I cannot find a horse to take swimming.
Yes, we're live at the Rose Bowl for Sinnoh Los Angeles in Pasadena, California. And boys, we got a replacement for Marky because...
Placement.
For the first 10 minutes of the show.
I'm not even going to attempt to do the accent. I won't be able to do it justice.
No, but we would like to very much welcome back to the show.
Absolutely.
GoCast Chris.
Hello,
Welcome.
Sound effect.
Air horns.
This is becoming a regular thing on the road, yeah?
Yeah. You guys just let me hop on. It's great. You know,
Hop on, hop off?
That's right.
The bus tour? Like
The bus tour.
What?
But no, Chris, honestly, mate, it's a pleasure to have you in. Thank you very much for... I know you're busy, man. I know you're literally here for the first 10 minutes, but we appreciate you.
Well, you say that, but he'll be here for most of the show in the edit.
I always forget, because I don't, nothing to do with that. But Marky boy, Master 27, we miss you, mate. Hope you're doing well back home. And LA boys, LA. So should we get straight into it?
No, LA's fantastic.
Yeah, LA is fantastic. I mean, the weather it's come out. There was storms here the other week. But Marky can't be here because, as we know...
Hey, man, I ain't getting on no airplane.
No, he wouldn't survive the flight.
No, Marky doesn't travel well. So, but as I was saying, let's get back to the point. As I say, we got the weather. It's actually really nice in LA, considering they had storms just a few days ago.
I know, we've actually got great sunshine.
The weather's come out for this event, and it's
gorgeous.
great. It is good.
There's going to be more rain as soon as we all leave, too. So it's really just, this is like
I'm not
the
leaving.
bubble. Oh,
That's your
as soon as
fault.
I'm leaving. That's right.
To be fair, I arrived early this week on Tuesday, and it's been beautiful every single day. So, and I did see on Monday, I think it's raining, but I'm on my way home. So
Yeah,
I'm
me
like,
too.
bye.
Me too.
we're flying
Did you
out
bring your
Tuesday.
swim trunks?
Yeah, and on Monday we're on the way down to San Diego.
Yes.
We're going howl-lucha hunting.
We stay in the car.
Did you bring your speed?
I actually did, because I'm going diving.
You'll be budgie smugglers. Goodness me.
It's a sight for sore eyes.
Bad for anything.
Okay, they're more like surf shorts, but it's another point.
We're walking this back? No.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, leave my dad bad alone, Coops.
It's all right. Everyone loves a dad bod secretly. But yes, we are in LA, and I couldn't be happy to be here having the best time. Like I said, you got myself, Casual Coops, PoGoMiloUK, Ian Waterfall, and GoCast Chris, or Chris from GoCast.
Either way.
Giratina O. But here's right. But here's the thing, you lot know what to do.
Palkia O.
We'll get onto that later.
Oh my God, yeah, it is. Oh yeah, save that. But speaking of my favourite section of the show, hashtag Shiny of the Week.
Oi, you dirty dogs, drop your incense.
Please do make sure, if you do get anything from this LA Sinnoh tour, if you're here, or anything sort of over this week of events, we've just finished the Carnival of Love, so make sure Carnival of Love. Is that good, Ian?
That was good. That's almost how I introduced it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Love.
But obviously, make sure you tag us on all of our social media. All of those handles are just going to be at Incense Podcast, especially X as well. That's where we can find you. And on your little post to us, make sure you hashtag Shinies of the Weeks. We can see your post if you did get an amazing shiny during this Sinnoh tour, or like I said, from any event leading up to when you post it to us.
And Coops, good news.
What?
Well, it's not good news for the rest of us because we announced this last week, but you weren't here. We have a new email address.
Do you want me to clarify the spelling?
Well, no, it's simply contact@incensepodcast.com.
Clarify
Perfect.
the spelling.
So you can even email us, but of course, going back to the hashtag, make sure you hashtag Shiny of the Week, and of course,
Or
do
mail
not
at
forget.
gocast.com.
That's right. Yeah,
Just forward them on to us.
I'm just in awe of the professionalism. This is incredible.
We gone corporate, man.
All right. Sellouts.
Bootlickers.
Oh my God.
And of course, don't forget to clarify the spelling.
Clarify the spelling, please.
Hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. It just makes it easy for us to find your tweets and stuff.
Please.
It really does. Now, let's move into... Well, actually, I enjoy this section.
Just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
As I said a minute ago, we've all been in the Golden State for a few days now. Seen some sights, sampled the food, maybe had a beer or two, or soft drink in my case, clean living and all that. But now we've been here for a while. I'm asking the three of you, what is the first thing that you now think of when we talk about LA?
For me, it was actually the first time I was here was for that Ultra Beast event.
Oh, of course you came out last year. Yes.
I was here last year for that.
You did LA, we did London.
Yeah, we saw
right, exactly.
The stop was still on Hollywood. The stop was still on Hollywood Boulevard.
You okay?
Look, that wasn't
Yeah, we were at that outdoor mall over there.
Yeah.
Yes,
I only got to see like maybe, I don't know, like 1 square mile of LA. And now that I've seen more, I have a very much different opinion. It is lovely in Pasadena. It is absolutely lovely.
Beautiful. It really is. And it's not a walking city.
No, unfortunately not. But
We didn't realise that till we got here.
Well, if you can walk, you should.
Some of us did.
Was that a dig? Was that another one flying in from the side there?
Why change 3 years of history?
No, Masterful 27. That was a great answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. Christopher 27.
Full.
Go Cast 27.
I thought you didn't like the Christian Ross.
So here's the thing.
Actually, I saw a
you all right today?
No, seriously. What I just said. I just saw a lured up stop here at the Rose Bowl, and it said Carrie Underwood on it. I'm thinking, that can't be the Carrie Underwood, surely.
It could be.
But it could
I could
be.
block out the name.
Maybe she plays Pogo.
Could be. This is LA.
No, she doesn't. She does not play Pogo.
Why don't you ask her on X?
Carrie, if you're listening, just as
If you're listening.
Harry. What about you, Coops?
Listen, mate, Carrie is definitely not listening. But look, here's the thing. I like this question, and I'll tell you why I like this question.
Dax.
Because I am going to mention him. Hold on.
Wherever he goes.
So
Dax's shadow's there.
are they done? Chris, you think they're done?
Never.
You're not allowed
I
to join
hope
in, by the way,
not.
because Marky's on my side all the time. So you're not allowed to join
Oh,
in.
shoot. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. So, obviously very grateful and very lucky to be here with Dax, staying with him. And me and him, ever since we've arrived, for some reason, we keep singing the Miley Cyrus song, Party in the USA.
Yeah, from about 15 years ago.
It's a good song.
It is. You know, Jessie J wrote that song.
Oh, did she actually? I didn't know that. Interesting fact
The
today.
more
but
you know.
that is
Okay.
my answer to this
15
question.
years ago, I was listening to that song a lot. Whole other story.
But, so I'm going to say that as my answer. That is definitely what makes me think of LA. I don't know why. And when we were going up to the Hollywood sign, about 50 times we kept singing.
Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign.
So it's literally, that is all I'm thinking about, is that song by Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
Great,
Bangers
great song.
on bangers.
You see, going to the Hollywood sign, I would have thought you'd have been thinking about The Climb, also by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, but...
Welcome to this music podcast.
yeah. Anyway,
Hosted
welcome to
by
the Miley Cyrus
Cascada. God.
It's going to be the title of today's show.
Miley
LA
Cyrus carrying the
Sinnoh
wood.
Tour live and Miley Cyrus chat. PoGoMiloUK, famous YouTuber. What about you, buddy?
It's a very good question, as you say. My mind keeps going back to last week and the fact that it's illegal to lick toads.
Well, yeah,
It's
as Coops
just-
found out. Yeah.
You imagined a shundo. Hallucinated shundo.
Can I lick Palkia?
I don't want to ride Palkia into a swimming pool.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
sort
good
of
point,
a horse,
actually.
isn't
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
actually? But for me, now having been here in a few days and we've had the big 7-seater monstrous vehicle, it's more like a building than a car.
We had to upgrade our car to a
it's a Jeep
7-seater.
Cherokee or something, isn't it?
Jeep Cherokee.
Yes, that has the world's worst...
Cherokee?
Cherokee.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. We don't really do Jeeps over in the UK, but...
Milo's the sort of person that would go to Tucson, Arizona. I went to Tucson.
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 To be fair, that one I kind of get. That one I get. Yeah.
Moving on.
Sorry, Whitfield.
The whole point of that would be saying probably just the traffic.
LA
It's
traffic
just-
is no joke.
Like, you hear about it, this is my first time to LA, and then actually sitting in it, and when Vassar decides to take the wrong turning and adds actually like 30 minutes onto your journey.
I added a mile onto the journey. It
took like half an hour.
Like, we really be like making the term seeing brake lights. Like, it's actually amazing when it gets to about 6 o'clock and the sun's gone down,
Yeah.
and you're just like on a highway and there's just headlights.
It's a river.
The brake lights.
A river
headlights.
of tail
And,
lights
You
and
just
everything.
literally see brake lights everywhere. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah, if it's
absolutely
headlights,
crazy.
you're in trouble, man.
Yeah. I was going to say that's what I was going to say. I said,
Coops.
I said
Oh,
that
no.
wrong, yeah.
Oh,
You're also
look, who's just turned up.
live from Barcelona.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome, Adam. Great to have you back, man.
How are you doing? You good? Yeah, man, nice to see
I saw
you.
the glasses like you're already doing the podcast session.
Yeah.
Now, Adam, you came at the perfect time.
Yes.
You live in LA.
Yes.
So the question we're asking you is, when we talk about LA, your home.
Yeah.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind? And you can't say traffic.
Oh yeah, no.
I've already taken
beaches.
that.
Yeah, going to the beach,
Beaches.
like beach cities. Like a lot of people don't think about it, but LA is like a beach city type of place, right? It's like when people say, "Oh, I went to downtown and it sucked." You're not supposed to go to downtown here. You're supposed to go to the beach cities. You go to like Manhattan Beach. You go to like Santa Monica. You know, go to Venice. Like you go to those things.
Long Beach.
Long Beach, exactly. You go to enjoy those things. You know what I mean? So yeah. LA is a beach city, so go to the beaches.
No, we've got to make that trip tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Also, Adam, before, because I know you've got to grind, you've got to go out there and stream and stuff. I just want to ask you, because obviously in Barcelona, you was in our episode out there.
Yeah.
And obviously you said that you would be on the show.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few months.
Yeah.
We're now live
Yeah.
in LA, and you've
Yeah.
still not come on the show.
We're on the show right now.
So we'll sort it out.
Coops, funny story. He was meant to be on like 2 weeks ago, but he had a thing.
Yeah.
So we rescheduled.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You wasn't there. No.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why he
Well, we
couldn't
get a
come.
date
And
in,
it- you know,
you
did
can't
it-
escape us, bro.
Yeah,
You know
and
that.
you know he sends me DMs at 2 o'clock in the morning right away with that stuff.
I know, because
We're really bad for time zones.
no. I keep sending him DMs by accident because when my inbox loads, I click him and message, and then as I only noticed like 10 minutes later, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry, that wasn't meant for you. Hey, home slice Henry, what's going in, dude?
Hello.
Dude, what is going on? Everyone's here. Home slice.
Hey, what's up?
How are you, bro?
I'm doing well.
I was gonna ask you guys how are you all doing here in LA? How's the weather for you guys? How's the environment? You know, I don't feel like a lot of people this is our first event here in LA in almost 8 years of the game. So how's that for y'all?
It's beautiful right now.
Yeah.
It's very big boy friendly. As a big boy, it's like, I'm like loving it.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I get it.
I mean, I'm loving it. That's my answer. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely loving it.
I mean, my first time to the West Coast, so I'm absolutely loving it. Now we've got some sunshine today, we were talking about earlier, and getting to see places that have been, in my view, made famous through other content creators in the Pokemon Go space, like yourself, Mystic7, etc. We need to go to Long Beach and see that area.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'll like it a lot.
That's on our schedule for tomorrow or last week as you were listening to this. But yeah, we're definitely there.
And if you're here in LA, you gotta get Mexican food.
I've still not done that yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You need to go get some for
I've
sure.
heard that.
Yeah, absolutely.
that.
I highly
Okay.
recommend it.
Okay.
That's
Taco
like-
Bell?
No. Yeah.
I'll hold him down if you want to get him.
I know that place is really fancy and all, but maybe try to hold off on that one.
Like one of those cantina ones, the evening ones, right?
Yeah. So I just avoid that. But yeah, Mexican food for sure every hour.
Okay, we need to make sure that happens.
Yeah.
Well, also, Adam, we'll sort out a date. We'll get you on.
Yes.
Thank you
I'm
so
down
much,
for sure.
bro. Thank you.
Thank you
You'll
guys.
have your
Thank
own
you all so
episode,
much.
bro.
Okay, I'm down. Let's do it. And good luck on the shinies. Get some shines for me, please.
Oh.
And I'm barely getting any, so.
Come on, let's turn it around. Let's do this.
We got this, y'all. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great time in Los Angeles.
Oh, he's lovely, isn't
He really
Which
is.
one?
He
Which
really
one?
is.
Adam or
He's-
Henry?
To be fair, but Henry had to shoot off.
He's awesome.
Henry's grinding. Henry's a home slice and Adam's awesome. Anyway, Mr. Waterfall, you didn't answer, did you?
Well, I didn't, and my go-to answer would have been traffic, but Whitfield stole that one. So it's seeing. I think I gave this answer in New York as well. It's seeing all the sites that you've seen on the movies, on TV, and it is absolutely amazing. The vibe is great. It's a city that I really do vibe with. Like Milo's the first time here. I've been here like 4 times before. This is the 5th time in LA, and every time I'm here, I see something different. But it is just such a chill city, and once you get used to the traffic, it really isn't that bad. You just get used to it. It's
Get used
I know
to
you're from Chicago. It's different.
I guess. I don't know.
Get
We
used
pretty
to the
bad
traffic.
but traffic is traffic.
Traffic's traffic, but it's you expect it. But that's not my answer.
Chris, speaking of traffic, I think you've got to get through these crowds and crowds
I
and
do.
crowds of people.
I do. I
You've
got to
gotta
get going here.
You got to run.
Chris is 27.
That's right. Sorry.
Sorry.
Chris,
Go on.
yeah, you've got to
keep
run to the other
forgetting.
side of the stadium here. So
So I'm going to leave you alone, Coops, with these two. Is that going to be okay?
Hopefully.
Can you handle it?
Yeah, I've got a few patrons here to protect me.
All right.
I'll be
we'll
fine.
we'll see
I'll
you in
be
a few
okay.
minutes. Yeah?
All right. Sounds good.
Well,
We'll be back.
hopefully there'll be no more LA traffic on this podcast, and that's been delayed
I wouldn't bet on that, man.
because we have to jump into our live game. And we messed this one up in London with the recording device, but we should be able to do this one nice and smoothly.
He says this knowing there's like literally less than 30% left on the battery. This needs to go smooth this time.
So let's jump into.
Chasing the tail, chasing the tail. Tail to chase, it's chasing the tail.
Yes, so chasing the tail. Now we've got 3 somewhat happy volunteers. You've all got microphones. Quickly introduce yourselves. So,
Andrew?
LaWanda.
Jasmine.
thank you very much for coming to play Chase the Tail. So, the game is a word association game with the names of Pokemon. So we'll get Andrew to start off with. I'll start actually, then Andrew. You have to say the name of Pokemon where the first letter matches the last letter of the previous Pokemon. So if I was to say Palkia, you could say Axew, and so on and so forth until we get something wrong or there's a too long a pause. And the key thing is there can't be any repeats. There are caps and magnets to win on this one. So we're going to begin with round one, very best of luck. And the starting one is going to be Rotom.
Mischievous.
Squirrel. Execute.
Excadrill.
I think we're going to have to time her out. Oh no! We've got freezing on the spot. No, look, no matter. Thank you very much for choosing to play. We do have third place prize. Thank you very much for playing, but we do have our first elimination. Now it's playing head to head. The winner will get the tasty snapback. Second place will also get the magnet. So, go. Actually, Faster, do you want to kick this one off?
Okay. So I'm going to start this one off. And two of the biggest ones that are making their appearance here are Palkia and Dialga. They both end in an A, so Dialga.
Abra.
Ooh, that was quick. Axew. Oh.
A W. Whooper.
Rotom.
With an M. Muck.
Kadabra.
Ooh, Kadabra.
We already said Axew, right?
Yep, we have.
Abracadabra.
We said Abra.
Abracadabra, that's not a Pokemon.
Oh, no,
is it not?
It's not, so I'm afraid. The look on Andrew's face just looked at me and was like, huh? What was that?
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Alakazam. Alakazam. That's what I meant.
That normally happens when Coops comes in with the wrong answer.
I was so excited for it. I was like,
Oh my goodness.
no.
I was like,
Well, with a slight name defunct there, we're going to have a victor. Andrew has taken the dub.
Go for it.
Congratulations, Andrew. No, thank you so much, though, for
Thank you
for
very
coming
much
over.
for
We
playing.
appreciate that a lot.
So
we got
hand
prize
over
for second place?
Yes, we do. We have an Incense podcast magnet and hand over some stickers as well. But Andrew, big congrats.
Andrew!
Getting the snap back.
Congrats, brother. Congrats.
How does it feel to be the first live winning game contestant on the LA show?
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Congrats, Wolverine.
Fantastic. I'm glad that actually works somewhat compared to the London show.
And we've still got battery left. So, where's Coops gone, Milo?
I think Palkia and Dialga have something to do with that.
Yeah, I think, was he sucked into the time distortion?
I remember him being sucked into a wormhole. I think now he's...
He was sucked somewhere.
Oh dear, let's not go there. He is with Daxi, so... Moving swiftly on.
family friendly and all
The
that.
tragedy is getting worse and worse.
It is, the reality is quite harsh.
Who's next?
Let's talk about tragedies. So, Milo, car buff, yes?
Yes.
So we were
But
talking
not
about,
American.
we were talking about cars earlier. You can actually get this
You said
vehicle in
he
the-
was going to bring it up, not you.
He's too excited. He's too excited.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll let Chris tell the story.
Vassar.
All right, so we were sitting down to record
Yesterday, yeah?
yesterday. Yes.
A few minutes ago for
For
everybody
a
else.
few minutes ago, that's right. Yes, space-time distortions. Come on, and I was asking how their experience had been here in the States. They had rented a car. We were talking about that, and Milo was very excited. Like, yes, we got a Jeep Cherokee. And Ian and I could not contain ourselves.
Chris being American and me being almost
We
American.
will have, yes, you are almost American, basically. We will have left the entire thing in the episode, so you're literally rehashing something that's happened 10 minutes prior.
I know, but it needed to be brought back
Too
up.
good.
Oh dear.
Too good.
Well, speaking of things that are entertaining and fun, the actual experience of the game of Sinnoh Tour LA. Shall we dive straight into, well, the Friday, the city gameplay early access, shall we say, that day. So we were jumping on a hop-on, hop-off bus that we were delayed and missed to
It's
start
a
with.
tradition. We do this on every live event, every city around the world, and they're great.
They are good for shiny hunting, but Chris, how did you spend the Friday?
I was on a hop-on, hop-off, but it was one hop-on and one hop-off because it was an airplane.
Oh, so you were actually in transit? Okay.
I was, yeah. I ended up coming in, I think, like 1 o'clock, something like that here. So I got some good gameplay in the airport.
That's one hell of a hop on, hop off. Hop on in Chicago.
That's right. Hop off in LA. That's
Might have a
right.
problem with speed cap,
That's
but
right. Yeah. Well, hey. But it was still fine. The airport play was great, and the Uber up here to Pasadena
Ubers
from
are good.
LAX.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. I ended up getting like a bunch of those Spiritomb stops right beforehand.
Nice.
Rub it in, man.
It was nice. I'm still 3 short. Did you guys
me
see
too.
that?
I'm 3 short.
I'm
no!
too short.
Okay,
Too
we'll get to
short.
this now. We were in Long Beach earlier today. It's Sunday now as we're recording this. There are 0 Spiritomb stops in the
No
whole city
kidding.
of Long
Nothing.
Beach.
Nothing at all.
No kidding. Oh, well, it's too late now, but I heard Old Pasadena has like 6.
And we'll be making a beeline
Sorry,
for that
y'all.
ASAP. So let's wrap this up
so
quickly.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, hop in the Cherokee and get going.
Cherokee, we're going to say just fine.
It was his accent, Chris. Cherokee.
That's right. Sorry. Forgive me.
It's a Jeep Cherokee.
The
So
West Country version of it.
that's what we call it down in Brazil. But the Friday actually came through really, really nicely with the spawns, and let's talk immediately about the, what was it called, the time distortion element, which actually was a really interesting factor of this versus other tours. The half-an-hour switch of spawns, which brings in the Hisuians from the half an hour to the o'clock per hour. Thoughts on that?
Well, I'll give my overall thoughts on that because it's probably the best feature of this event. And during city gameplay, it was great. The only problem is, and I'm going straight for the negative, and then we can bring the positives in. It happens at the same time that the Origin form raids are happening.
That's because of that.
Yes,
That's why.
But
Right.
the Hisuians are the ones that you want to check because, let's face it, there's not really an awful lot new in terms of the spawns
Yes.
that are actually in the non-Hisuian hours.
That's the
distortion
thing that
hours.
translates over all 3 days of gameplay, Chris. I don't know if you've sort of had the same experience they were, but coming into Sinnoh, you're like, most of Sinnoh is already shiny out, might have already got it at previous Go Fest and things. And then you're like, I want to chase those Hisuians, the Quillfish and the Voltor were brand new, and then you've got the Origin raids, which in the park were like little pockets of gyms. Everyone was sat under. Everyone was there.
Right. I think it's really easy from an outside perspective to sort of look at that from the gameplay thing. Like, let's spread out the chase,
Yeah.
right? Over the half and the half. Thematically, the way they have it set up makes a lot of sense.
Story.
But it does run into that problem of like that hectic. I want to be spamming these raids to get these shinies, right? For the origin forms. But at the same time, I do want the Hisuian Voltorb. I do want a Hisuian Quillfish, right? Shiny, because those are exciting.
Or Growlithe.
Oh yeah, exactly. Or Growlithe.
Yes.
But I think that they did that almost on purpose to light a fire under people to be excited, and then you have some downtime for 30 minutes to get to the next area that you want to be in or not be in.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, but Sinnoh is sort of a boring dex, especially when you're looking at it in comparison to other dexes. Half of it are just evolutions of old Pokemon. So
yeah,
it's
that's
like,
very true, because we get the likes of Lickitung spawning Porygon, and you name it, whatever. There's a lot of Kanto and Johto featured, which is...
Milo was very excited to see Togetic in the wild.
bro, I got 2 shinies. I was very pleased. Very happy
I
with
will
that.
say, though, the evolved forms in the park, I'm not sure about city play because I haven't had a chance to do very much of it.
Oh, yes.
Were incredible. I mean,
Yes.
I even found, and this is an evolved form, but I guess it technically is, I found a weird deer in the wild earlier.
Yes,
I
yes.
only saw one the
They're
whole
park,
Friday, but yes.
park only, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah, I've not
sense.
seen it in the wild.
None in the
City play.
city, but the likes of Togekiss and Porygon Z.
Z. Know your place.
Cherokee. It's actually really nicely thematic. That's a really, really good point. So
the Ursaluna, too, that's actually really
Ooh,
notable
yes.
for some people that were having difficulty evolving it at the right time.
True.
When was the right time? Big
That's
question
true.
mark there. So it was cool.
keep checking your Teddy Ursus, people.
That's right.
That's right.
Look at the lunar clock. I don't know. But we're talking already about the park experience, and actually, I think in terms of a park layout, it's a tiny little stadium where they've got the meet and greet for Pikachu, and they've got really...
Riverball isn't a tiny little
Oh,
stadium.
right, okay,
Milo.
in grand comparison to the whole area, should I say.
Yeah.
Let's clarify that.
Yeah.
But moving on to the golf course, I think the biomes are very well distributed, spread out, good amount of stops and everything, and really the spawns, what they chose to put into each biome, seem to be very well proportioned, because there's something you might want to chase, even if it's just one Hisuian, in every biome. really. So it makes you kind of go between them.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think they do a good job of the other things like making collection challenges. You have to go down in order to get that completed because we all want that big number to go up on our medal, right?
Absolutely, absolutely,
yeah. But also like being strategic about like, Shiny Stunky is a new release for this event, and putting that all the way in the Bubbly Mire, which is like 3/4 of the way through.
It's a long walk.
I might as well finish,
and
go all the way to the end there, and then turn back. So,
well, we didn't get the golf buggies.
Oh,
that would have been really nice. Little shuttle golf buggies.
We should have done that.
That would have been nice.
We were looking for gophers, but there aren't any on this golf course.
Plenty of divots, though, I will say.
It's a good walk. It's interesting when you've got dodgy ankles.
You got to look where you're going. They keep telling us that when we load into our game. Pay attention, and none of us are doing that.
We haven't had the alert of Vassar is down this weekend. That's quite good.
Pretty well so far, but the layout, I agree, pretty good, and there's even more space. If they'd have wanted more space, they could have actually taken more space for this. But I think they've got the right amount of space here.
Yeah.
I think the clusters of gyms was probably a mistake. I think they should have been spread out a little bit more.
Okay.
Because from experience, and Whitfield, you'll attest to this, as we were walking around on the Saturday, the heavily sort of populated areas where people are congregating to do the raids every 30 minutes, there was a lot of signal lag, a lot of signal drop-off, people struggling. It wasn't to the point where there was no gameplay. But it was slow.
But you could lag out of lobbies of raids and struggle to even get into the raids because they're only 20 minutes or even less than 20-minute time, like 15 it felt. Some of them were popping up with like 7 minutes on it, which is great, fast rotations. But everyone was chasing the Origin raids and everyone's congregating in basically 2 spots in the park. Because I will say, in this area, the gyms that got put in by Niantic for the event, the things that are like the notable trainers area and the medical tent or whatever, they're all stops and gyms dedicated to Sinnoh Tour. They got the raids, but the actual Rose Bowl gym never had a raid spawn on it.
Yeah, those 2 up front, I'm pretty sure I saw raids in them once or twice, but I don't think they were as consistent as these clusters were.
These clusters were going off. They really were.
Yeah. I will say, I think the clusters were, when they work, it's fine, but they turn over so quick, and if you're not aware that they will repopulate, and you might have to refresh your app once or twice in order to really trigger them on your screen, you'll start walking to the next cluster, and then you're caught in between when they spawn. And that's a bad feeling. So it encourages people to like sit once they learn how it works.
People are camping out for
right.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. Like yesterday, we were doing a bunch of them with a group, and you could just see the wave of people go from one area like, oh, we need to go back. More horses spawn, right?
Yes.
And I think that's kind of antithetical to the approach here. That they would probably want you to continue to keep moving between for traffic flow of the area, but also, Niantic core value of movement.
Completely.
Right. So they're close. They're closer than they were than Vegas.
No,
that's for sure.
This is a completely different.
This is bounds ahead of Vegas experience.
This was so much better.
In comparison, this is a 10 out of 10. I would say
this is
Vegas.
a much improved event.
Yeah.
I don't know what do you boys think about. I had a thought of maybe they could have just distributed the gyms, utilised the Sinnoh Tour stops that they had, which are like the artwork, and just had the gyms populate the pathway in a nice loop. It encourages people to move around. You can go from raid to raid, and then you can actually work through the biomes better.
I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. I agree, but that is without us having any idea of what their strategy was for cell coverage.
True.
They could have boosters right near those clusters.
This is a true fact.
But not knowing anything about that, assuming it's even coverage, that's 100%
It'd be
correct.
a nice theory, but it's not actual practice.
That's right.
So we've talked about raids, we've talked about the biomes, as it were.
Let's do it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we?
Or the eggs in the room.
I'm ready.
Because we have the Hatchman himself.
That's right.
Do you want to kick us off, Chris?
Yeah. Wait, you guys have complaints about the eggs?
A little bit. Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I have hatched like 200 eggs, and
we're not far behind you, man.
We're like
actually.
180, and they're not good.
Spectacular. I think I've only hatched like 4 shinies that were worthwhile.
You're beating both of us. You're beating us combined.
Oh my gosh.
I think so. Yes.
What have you gotten?
I had one Chatot from the 10Ks. That's 10K.
That's a big win, though.
It's a very big win.
Yeah.
So that's 10K egg luck.
Okay.
Done. The 5Ks. I thought it was a 5K, but it's not. I think it's a 2K. The Chingling.
Two.
Yep,
Two of
Chingling.
those, which is really, really good.
Yep.
And now a Riolu just on the way over here.
We've had similar hatches. I just got a quillfish and a carnivine on top of that.
So the quillfish would have been really welcome. But
It's
I don't know
beautiful.
about the 5Ks have just been the gibble for me. It's just been like, hey, I'm a shark.
I also just feel like we're getting more 2Ks and 5Ks than we did last
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's been noted, not officially, but I think Sylph or another outlet actually noted that the 10-kilometer egg drop for Eggthusiast ticket holders wasn't actually functioning properly.
That was
So
Friday.
Was that Friday?
That was after the
Okay.
Friday.
It doesn't seem like it's changed, I've got to be honest.
It really hasn't. I've been getting my fair share of 10Ks, but 2Ks predominantly, I would say. A few 5Ks. But when you're hatching in the region of 200 eggs over a 3-day period,
Yes.
you really would expect, or at least hope, to get more than 3 shinies.
Because you've got incubator costs on top of that.
Yeah, bear in mind, we're paid for the adult,
Yes.
we're paying for the incubators.
I know.
I mean, and I'm pretty sure the 3 of us have all paid the 7,000 coins
Bro, I bought one today.
for the big hatch box.
I've bought that box several times.
Yeah, that's a juicy box.
Not for this weekend, but I have bought it
Yeah,
at
in the
least
past.
3 times.
Yep.
And the $100 thing on the web store.
Oh, we
Yeah,
only
which
just learned
was
about that.
just-
I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, people I know that don't ever buy incubators are looking at it going, well, it might be worth it. I'm like, yes, it is.
You get a
really
lot
is.
of stuff
Yes,
in it.
yeah.
For real. It's a lot of money, but you get a lot of stuff in it.
That's right. Exactly.
It's interesting though versus Hoenn Tour because that was mostly focused, hey, let's try and hatch these regionals out of the 10Ks, whereas actually Sinnoh has a lot of baby Pokemon, and I've seen many people, mostly American or non-European folks, who are very happy to see Mime Jr. popping
Oh,
out
I've
of
been
those
seeing
2Ks.
people ecstatic on my
Yeah,
Junior.
people hatching the shiny, and it's not something they're ever able to get. So there are perks for getting those 2Ks. We've got the Chingling, and we've got Mantike, which I've not seen head and the tail of,
I've
personally.
not seen personally anyone that's hatched the shiny Mantike. I got one Mime Junior, which I've got to say, for saying we've had it in Europe for years now,
Yes.
I've never ever hatched a Mime Junior until yesterday.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so you're not sick of it, is what you're saying.
I was sick of the non-shiny variant,
Oh, sure.
but see the little green hat, it was nice.
We love that. That's a good feeling. Like, maybe it was worth it for all those incubators.
But Chris,
Yes.
we still hate hatching eggs.
It's fair. Honestly, deep down, I think I do, but I keep telling myself that I love it.
We're hypocritical. We say don't do it, and then we do it ourselves.
That's right.
Do it for the content. That's
Exactly.
why.
That's
You've got
our
to do it for the
excuse.
content. It's got to be done. To be honest, I haven't not enjoyed hatching the eggs because there's more of a variety of what you can get. The 2Ks have stuff in them. The 5Ks have the Hisuians in them and the
Right.
Stunky. And if you hatch a Shundo Gibble, congratulations. And then there's the 10Ks in the regional. Then there's regionals in the 10K. So
Did you say 10Ks in the regionals?
I did. I corrected myself, but now I'm going to have to not edit it out.
That's why I said that.
So, distribution-wise, it seems like there's something there in every egg, so you're not necessarily in a bad place when you hatch them.
Right, yeah. After a while, and especially after I hatched that Chingling, I was like, maybe these 2Ks aren't that bad. It did sort of redeem itself a little bit.
I've got to say, the Chingling actually did it for me too.
Yeah.
There's something deep down inside that I think everybody wants the 10K to drop, because these regionals, we're going to see them next week. But after that, they're going to go back to their regions, and we're not going to see them again. So if
Yeah.
we don't
Correct.
get them, we're kind of...
I'm on the hunt for that Pachirisu.
I got it
need
yesterday.
that.
Oh, so jealous.
I need that Pachirisu as well.
It's great. I love
Chris,
the pink.
It's such a good shiny.
How many?
You got the Pachirisu? No. Oh, no, it's Chatot you got, wasn't it?
Chatot. I got 2 back to back.
Whoa!
Smug.
That's a good shiny. I love that shiny.
There we go, Shinies of the Week.
Impromptu.
So unenthusiastic.
At like,
the Chatot I got.
at like 2, I traded my friend for his second shiny Carnivine, and then 2 eggs
Ooh.
later, I hatched mine. Because that's how
okay.
it works.
Yeah,
every
that's
time.
always, you have to trade for it and then you actually
Exactly.
get it.
Exactly.
For sure. Now, the origin raids, or should we just talk about the raids in general?
Oh, sure.
Themselves. So, they, as we said, they correspond every 30 minutes, depending on if you're in the normal section of Sinnoh or the time-distorted Hisui area, with the origin or the altered, as they've become really known.
My friend called it Warpy World.
Warpy World, that's
World.
interesting.
I like that. That was great.
Can we get that for the official global Sinnoh tour? Welcome to Warpy World.
Welcome to Warpy World.
Well, that's what you call Waterfall Park, isn't it?
Please drive carefully in your Jeep Cherokee.
Actually, don't talk about our Jeep Cherokee. The entertainment system doesn't work.
So bad.
Oh,
So bad. Yeah.
Francesco made it even worse.
Now the dashboard has got indecisivity on it. It's just like, I don't know what I want to do.
Can't decide which layout it wants.
Oh, goodness.
We're getting back to it. Just before we jumped on to do some recording on this Sunday, there was a young chap here who was not best pleased with the shiny rate of the raids, having done 30 or so, no shiny.
Yeah, I think it was 35, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. And I don't know, let's just get a little total of how we've done raid-wise. Chris?
I've gotten one. I actually haven't totaled up how many I've done because I don't want to know.
Don't want to know the pain.
Unfortunately, we did total them up.
Yeah.
I think I've done like something 55, 60, something like that total. And just one shiny Palkia origin form, but I did get a regular Dialga shiny, but that's not what I'm looking for.
That's not what we're looking for. It's
not
not
right.
new. It's
No,
not
it's
new.
No Yahtzee.
Actually, which ticket did you pick?
Palkia.
Ah, so there we go. It did choose Palkia.
Yes. I gotta say, Spatial Rend, visually superior.
It does look really good.
It's pretty
and
cool.
perhaps more useful for an event like this.
Yes. Outside of this, probably not.
Yeah, the expanded distance really does help. I mean, Roar of Time I don't think would really work here.
Particularly if you're shiny checking on the highway.
Yeah.
I'd say. So we've already discussed on a previous week, Ian and I chose Diamond, Dialga, and I will say I am nearing 70 raids. Basically, they're already no shiny at all.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm probably 5 or so less than him and Zip. I don't even have any really good IV ones, do I? And you've been getting quite a few.
I've got one 14 attack 98, but the rest of them have all been trash, which I guess is okay because we've got Global next weekend. Well, actually this weekend as you're listening to us, hopefully.
Actually, it's on now.
Yes, exactly. And no remote raid cap. And we're waving goodbye to the incubator box. Bring on no remote raid limit, that's for sure. So maybe we can get some redemption on this weekend, as it were.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's been very mixed in terms of that shiny rate. But cast your minds back to Friday. Maybe you can't relay, Chris, because you're in transit on your flying Cherokee. But it seemed that there was a sort of glitch, wasn't it? Because every legendary you did got Spatial Rend or Roar of Time.
We don't know if it was an issue or not, but on Friday, every raid you did, whether it was your ticketed raid or non-ticketed raid, had the special move.
And catch cards.
And catch card.
So there was no randomization on it.
Unless you were emoting, which you don't get the capture card anyway.
Yeah, which is always the case. Whereas when we came to raid here in the park on Saturday, catch card was back to being kind of a random selection, as it were.
Sure. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I managed to do a few of the raids on the way remote in my car ride, and then when I was out that evening for dinner and such, I did a couple of them in the city.
Yeah.
And I was taken back by how many of them, actually all of them, had the adventure effect, because I feel like all of us were looking at that and thinking, looking at the details of the event, and they were very specific about like, hey, just so you know, which ticket you pick will affect your ability to get this.
Exactly.
Well, that word chance was thrown in there as well.
There was no chance on the Friday, let's face it.
Right.
Every single
it was guaranteed.
Had it.
It was pretty crazy. Yes.
So, okay, we've got to go there. Sinnoh Tour, and there are 3 Pokemon that are blatantly missing. Arceus, Fiona, Manaphy. What are our thoughts about them, leaving them out for a more special and appropriate time?
All right, so I personally think that while it's a little sad, because we're like, oh, this is supposed to be a blowout event, right?
Yeah, you wanted the platinum medal.
Right, exactly. There are so many unique and interesting Pokemon in this generation, especially with the origin forms being debuted as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
That stuffing Arceus into raids, or having the Manaphy Fiona and whatever their egg relation is going to be in Go, if there is going to be that. I think it was good to not crowd this event. I think that was fine.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to be because they want more money out of us later? I mean, sure, but if the way that it's presented is worth it, then I have no problem with that, and I like it being pushed out a little bit.
Sinnoh Tour Part 2 next year, maybe? Or Go Fest?
Or Go Fest this year.
Yeah.
I think Go Fest is probably more likely. That would logically make sense.
Yeah.
I don't think they're looking to introduce another type of annual event like this. I think Go Tour was kind of it.
I think so, because we've got Go Tour, then we've got the City Safaris, which were introduced last year.
Yep.
Safari Zone's Go Fest. I can't imagine that there's really space on the calendar for them to put
No, there
isn't
isn't really anywhere else they could go, I think, in terms of a major event. But it does sting a little bit.
It certainly did for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it really, really did.
Oh, goodness.
It's like the previous 3 years, we're getting the platinum medal, finishing the region, and that's kind of been the customary do. My biggest gripe with it is, if that's going to be the case, put it right at the beginning, lay it out from the get-go and say, yes, it's Sinnoh Tour, but Arceus and Manaphy and Fiona are not going to be a part of it. However, more information will be coming out, and then we'll learn. I mean, we saw on the leaked information, and then they took it down, the origin forms coming.
Right.
Being here now, and having played the actual park experience, I could definitely say there was more than enough that you had to do. You had to do party play, you need to do routes out in city experience to get White Stripe Basculin. They did cover all facets of the game, so trying to sandwich Arceus and Manaphy and Fiona in here as well would have been tricky.
And in previous events, people have got overwhelmed by the amount of things that they had to do.
Yes.
So it does make sense that they didn't. And whilst the initial announcement, or it wasn't even announced, was it? Let's face it, Niantic never announced that these weren't going to be released. But when we found out that they weren't, yeah, you're disappointed. But that disappointment does pass, because when you're here, there's the buzz around it. There's plenty to do. And like Chris said, the introduction of the origin forms, I can't really complain. These tour events have evolved substantially from, think back to Kanto Tour.
Kanto Tour, yes. Well, I mean, Kanto Tour and Johto Tour, they were the ones that you had to complete the Pokédex, you had to evolve everything, you had to do the trades, and this doesn't even have, ticket exclusive spawns like we used to have. I'm just trying to think to the future, and as we mentioned earlier, GoFest 24 would be perfect to kind of lay that out for Arceus and drop that in there, and possibly bring the origin Palkia and Dialga back for a run like they did last year with the Primals, and then they dropped Mega Rayquaza at GoFests. So it sort of sets it up quite nicely for 2024 live events in general. And I'm just looking, going, I don't really know where they would have sandwiched this in. Yes, you've got Shaman, which is the Masterwork research, and Sinnoh has a lot of other legendaries. You have Regigigas and then the other Regis from Gen 3 in party play and research. They've got all the raid hours. There's so many raid hours and individual legendaries going through. There's more mythicals and stuff like that. So there's a lot at the top tier of Sinnoh.
Yeah, and this is coming from people that play a lot, too. I mean, you have to think about the common player, too. I'm sure they are very overwhelmed. And that might not necessarily be a bad thing. There's lots of good things to be overwhelmed with.
Yeah.
Knowing that you also have global is nice to fall back on. Oh, I didn't get this one thing. Like, I'm probably walking away without the shiny patch I'm looking for. But I have next weekend to grind for it if I want to.
True.
So I think that makes all the sense in the world.
And I think for us, having been here, next weekend will be about raiding. It'll be about eggs.
Yeah.
It's not really been about...
Sorry, what was that, Vasa?
It's not really going to be about the wild spawns.
Oh, dear.
Are you sure this isn't vodka you put in the water?
Hey, ask the management and the fridge what they put in there. But, I don't know, is there anything else we want to discuss about the gameplay factors?
I like the fact that they introduced a lot of these features last year, like the routes and so forth. Routes, sorry, we're in the wrong country.
Thank you.
Okay. Chicago is the start of what 66, Chris?
It's Route 66.
Thank you.
It is, but just because that's the name doesn't mean it's correct. Doesn't mean it's right. I like route because it's different than route. Route gets confused with all sorts of things.
Like you might find people walking up a carrot or something. I don't know.
But okay, I'll say this: I'm team route, but at the same time, I'll say both. just
so long as the feature works.
Milo being practical over here. Yeah. That's fine.
Chris is being Swiss. Right on the fence.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I think the only other thing to talk about is the Spiritomb stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kick us off.
All right. So there was a research that was all three days long. I think it's ending in like an hour or something.
50 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. And you had to spin specific stops around LA and in the park, which I wasn't expecting in the park. And then, was it 9? 10?
I think 9 or 10.
9 a.m.
10 different stops.
Okay, gotcha.
10 different stops, but it actually continues for another nearly 4 hours.
Oh, goodness.
So it goes until 8.
It's until 8 p.m. Okay, so we've got a chance to do
new,
it
actually, because I checked a little bit ago.
There may be salvation.
Oh, no. Breaking news.
Breaking news. There's salvation. We can finish
We're
off.
going to Old Town Pasadena, Whitfield.
See, mine, Chris, says 1 hour 48 right now.
That's weird. Check yours.
Let me restart my app.
Because mine says 3 hours 48.
Anyway, there's 10 stops
Moving back.
with Spiritomb on. So you have to get 10 stops. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. I'll start over because I
Panic
messed it up
over.
anyway.
Chris, would you like to jump in the Cherokee with us?
Quite honestly.
Because you've never ridden in one of those before.
That's right. Mine still says an hour 48.
Oh.
Oh no, maybe my pass is biting me in the ass. Anyway,
Yes.
So the way that the stops were set up for Spiritomb is that there's 108, one for each of the souls, right, yada yada, lore, for Spiritomb. They're spread out between, or all over the city of LA.
Yeah.
And then there were several in the park as well, I think 5 or 4, something like that. And for everyone that you spin, up to 10, you got an encounter with a Spiritomb.
Yeah.
And a lot of us were walking away with shinies. That was really quite nice. But there were only so many in the park, like I was saying. So you had
There's
to go
4,
out.
isn't there? There's 4.
Yeah, you had to go out if you really wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
You had to go out into LA, which is very similar, since there wasn't a city experience in Vegas,
Yeah.
to the Spinda stops.
Yes.
Yeah, but they were all in the park, weren't they?
They were only in the park, right? Because there was no city aspect to it. So how do we feel about that compared to Spinda? Because Spinda was great.
Spinda was good because it was actually park contained.
Spinda was good, but there is an issue with the Spiritomb stops, and I'm going to cut straight to the chase. We spent the morning in Long Beach. There isn't a single Spiritomb stop in the city of Long Beach. So when they're saying they're all over LA, they're kind of not, unless it just means downtown LA, because we know they're in Pasadena.
But
we know they're in the park.
There's another issue at hand, which is unless you go to an outside source, you can't find them unless you randomly. Unless you randomly stumble across them, they're not in Campfire like the Eevee stops for the city safaris were.
Well,
you could track
the
them.
Eevee stops had sort of a base around them, didn't they?
Yeah,
There
but
was-
you could see them in game, but they were marked in Campfire. So when we were looking
Exactly,
at
for
the
City
prior,
Safari, yes.
prior to Barcelona, we were looking at Campfire and going, all right, the old Gothic Quarter has like 10 of them. We can go and get them here. Fantastic.
Sure.
They haven't done that for this, which is a real shame.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to do that, at least maybe put them nearby where the park is. Like, there's a park across the
let's
road.
make it simple. At least put 10 in the park.
Yeah, so people can complete them.
So people that are only playing for one day
Right.
can actually spin them all.
Right, and then in the case that maybe somebody does not find them all in the park, then they can make up for it with their
Exactly.
city experience.
Yes,
Yeah, I
like
think
we're
that-
going to have to. Like
Well,
we're
you
all
guys
going to
have 2
have
extra
to.
hours than I do, apparently, according to our phones. So
Hopefully.
Time zones.
Hopefully.
that's right. That's right.
But again, it's another nice way to make a certain Pokemon a bit different for the tour as an encounter. And actually, there's another one, Rotom. We've been talking about Rotom.
Yeah.
There was the whole code thing that we had. There was a, "Oh, you found me."
That was
Yeah.
it.
There's the old TV,
The
which is a
Rotom
nice
TV
little,
over
nice
just
little setup
near the
over
notable
there.
trainer area.
There's a nice little visual aspect. It was a code that was discovered and found. I don't know if it was found actually through here or something like
It was
that.
posted on social
It was on
early.
socials and
Yeah,
someone
that's-
sent it
yeah,
to
that's
us.
where I got it too.
Yeah, so we found it. What we didn't know randomly, and Francesco had this earlier, actually yesterday, he got 2 Rotom researches.
Yes, one pop up from when I completed the first one. The other one basically it's been completed as well.
Yeah,
So
randomly.
Oh,
I did have it.
that's lucky. We don't complain about that, and
No,
we
no.
certainly don't report
Was
that
not
bug.
shiny, but yeah.
No.
can't
Yeah.
complain.
I mean, I can say I got my Rotom on Friday while we were having a pretty revolting
A really
pizza.
bad pizza on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
Ooh, not New York pizza,
But
huh?
no,
It wasn't New York.
nothing
Chicago
on it.
pizza is the best, I've got to admit.
Ian,
Yes.
I knew I liked you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, that was tragically
That's my water
awful.
Blue Malnades.
It's a shame.
Yes, that's my favorite too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's a shame this isn't a video podcast. It would have been hysterical to view. But
I almost fell off my stool. Yes, I'm that excited by Deep Dish Pizza's Chicago logo. It's true. Yes.
pizza's so good it makes you fall off your chair.
And
But-
Dollar Pizza in New York.
Well, yeah, you had a tasting of that. But I got my Rotom on the Friday, and then just as we popped into the park here to do this meet and greet and record, I got another one appear.
The Ghost in the Machine
I was like,
Whitfield.
the Ghost in the Machine was like, I'm here. Hello. Round 2.
Oh,
okay.
excellent. Okay.
Did you get 1 or 2, Chris?
I got 2. I got
You
2.
got
I
2
didn't
as well.
get 3.
No, just the 2.
Just the 2. My friend who I brought here with me, he had 1, and then the second one was not triggering for him, and then in the middle of the day today, it showed up.
Yeah, it
Oh,
must have,
very
been, it
like
must have
mine.
triggered on our way here then.
Yeah, it must have done.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but
Fun.
Just
Funky.
like the GPS in the
weird.
car.
It just triggers everywhere. You speak the crash into existence.
that's called manifestation.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
I'm manifesting the GPS to work.
It was on your
It's not
vision
working.
board.
It's not working. It's not working. But Ian, you're on 1 or 2 Rotom.
I got 1 on Friday, just like the rest of us did, and mine triggered again today. Just
Oh,
on
did
the way
trigger?
in. So I have it, but
Ah.
I need to claim it within the next 45 minutes. So let's just hope
let's finish the
We finish
podcast.
recording at some point within the next half hour or so.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah, no.
Let's wrap it up. I don't think there's any other aspect of this game that we haven't covered for
I don't
Sinnoh
think
Tour.
so. I mean, one thing I will say, and I think we may have covered this, they did extend the gameplay by 3 hours
Yes.
on the Saturday night, and that was due to not any fault of Niantic. I'm going on record here. It was not Niantic's fault, but the security at the Rose Bowl is insane, and the lines were just crazy.
Yeah, I decided to do a very deep search of anybody who had a backpack or
Yeah, in fact,
whatever.
you had a body cavity search, didn't you, Whitfield?
Yeah, it was out in the open. It was very embarrassing.
Oh my goodness.
But
latex.
let's just say, when we arrived yesterday, at, what was it, about 8:30?
We got here
just
at
before
8:30.
8:20.
Luckily, we didn't have to stand in that line, which was a blessing in disguise.
Oh, nice.
Because
We saw the queue and thought, oh my God, it's just a river of people. And some people queued up from 8 a.m. and didn't get in until 10 or 11, which is wild. So yes, yesterday they did extend the gameplay to 8 p.m., which we were very thankful for because we just drove around on the Jeep Cherokee.
I love this joke.
Got
I
plenty
love
more
this so
shinies.
much.
This is going to have to go in the title now, isn't it?
Being the designated driver without any help from Whitfield, I actually did pretty good on shinies.
Yeah,
as well,
you did
didn't I,
better
during
than you
that
did in
3
the
hours?
park, actually. That's what driving around LA does for you. But that was quite nice. But again, it wasn't something that Niantic had any
No,
dealing
people
with
can't
at
blame
all.
Niantic for that because they had no involvement in the security of getting in here. And let's face it, we've both done events in Germany, and security is exactly the same in Germany.
Yes, because all the parks are fenced.
Yes.
I will say today was exceptional. We came in at like probably 9:03, and those lines were incredibly manageable. Incredibly manageable. And I heard tell that it's because they opened up another gate, which would make all the sense. in the
Yes,
world.
that would,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
I wish
but
they did it at immigration on the way in.
Gosh, no comment. We had no problem, I think, today, and as a result, unfortunately, we probably won't get a gameplay extension. That'd be cool, but hey,
It would be nice, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. So that's the other end of this, though. It's like you kind of want something to go wrong.
Yes, then you get a little perk.
Bit.
Little
And
perk.
I hate to go on record saying that, but we're all thinking it.
Yeah, well, any extra gameplay hours is very welcome indeed.
Exactly right.
So I think that pretty much wraps up the gameplay talk, the event talk, and I've got to say, LA, your first time here.
Yes,
It's a
loved
great city,
it.
isn't it? Yeah, absolutely
Loved
beautiful
it.
city.
Loved the whole event. Loved the vibe. It's been fantastic.
We need to get you to Chicago next.
That will happen.
You've never been.
No, it's
Come
got to
on
happen.
now.
It's got to
Come on
happen.
now. Come on.
I'll make a trip. I'll make a trip.
We'll point you in the right place.
The river tour is great.
It's
in
spectacular.
Chicago.
Yeah. I don't like boats, but I'll go on that boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway, Chris, we couldn't end the show without, well, we have a...
Hey boys, I couldn't let you record an episode without me. Well, not in spirit anyway. Hope you're having a great time
Which
in
spirit?
LA. I've enjoyed watching your adventures so far. I certainly hope the three of you are there as you're listening to this message. I know Ian and Milo will certainly be there, but come on, Coops, do not let the boys down.
Awkward.
It's been
Awkward. Why
amazing
did you say it?
experiences that you guys are having out there, and I've got a couple of questions I'd just like to ask you because I think it would be nice to hear it from your perspectives. Certainly, as the rural trainer is curious more than anything. But boys, I know the answer to is what has been your highlight of LA so far? Certainly in the gameplay stage, what have you enjoyed the most? What's been your best catch, maybe? I'll let you pick that. The second question I want to ask you is, what's the food been like out there? What have you actually eaten? I'm curious. They've used the word curious again, and I've just used it again there. But yeah, what's the food been like out there? If you've been eating some exciting stuff out there,
All right.
surprise me. And then the third question, would you go to LA again? Has it been great? Does it work in the park? The bowl looks tiny from what I've seen, but I haven't seen the actual
That's what she
gameplay too much from within it. So just let me know, would you go back to LA again? Was there anything you haven't seen that you want to go back and revisit? But anyway, listen guys, have a fantastic time. Get back safely. Like I said, this podcast will not carry on if you guys aren't there. Well, that's Ian and Milo anyway.
Okay.
And Coops, just be Coopsy. And hopefully I'll see you boys,
Awkward.
certainly some of you, for Go Tour Global. And yeah, really can't wait. Thank you boys, I am missing you all, but hopefully you've had an absolute blast.
Oh, Marky. Well, we have Christopher27 here anyway.
Christopher27.
Chris, would you like to go first?
Sure. I think, what was the first question? It was the highlight, right?
Highlight.
Highlight of the...
Yeah, I think
Tour.
Shiny Chatot shiny Carnivine, so the shiny regional hatching, right?
Definitely a highlight.
Yeah.
I've got to say the random, which I missed, I quick caught this shiny because it was a level 1 Hippopotas. It turned out to be a shiny 0%, which was on stream.
We love that.
I only checked it while we were having lunch and I was like, what? What?
The camera comes straight out.
What? So getting a random Schnundo for the Go Tour, absolutely insane. Definitely the highlight for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
Cascada?
I think my highlight is being the designated driver for everybody. I now know what a chauffeur feels like.
And in LA, no less.
Seriously, it's not the first time here,
Goodness.
but yeah. It took a while because people just don't pay attention on the roads out here.
Yeah.
Ian's started getting fully American, actually, by the way.
I was, but that's another story.
We can't put that on the podcast.
Okay. This is a vocabulary-related thing?
We can't use that language.
Oh, I see.
Just like you, we're family friendly.
I knew it.
It's as colourful as shiny Cresselia.
That's awful.
Question 2.
Food.
Yes, food
Yeah.
related.
Actually, really nothing too exciting. I really have to be honest. Unfortunately, after the event's out, places are busy. I tried going to an Italian place, full up. Tried going
weekend
to a bar and grill that was like kind of nicer, full up. Ended up going to a chicken place last night.
KFC? Popeyes?
No, not quite like that. I think it
Jeez.
is a local chain, but it was like a sit-down place, and it was spectacular. So take that as you will.
To be honest, not anything grand or spectacular, because busy working in the evening on video, so we've had whatever has come to our door through DoorDash. Saturday night it was some pizzas which weren't too bad.
The pizzas were good.
They were nice. Before that, it was what turned out to be a deconstructed burger over cheesy fries, which wasn't meant to be the case. But yeah, sadly, I haven't been out anywhere to actually eat.
Friday. Thursday.
Thursday? Oh,
Wednesday.
yes.
Tuesday.
What was the restaurant?
Luminaris?
Illuminati?
Oh, the Illuminati place. The tacos, right?
That's fabulous.
Luminarius.
Luminarius. Thursday seems like a lifetime ago.
That's a
honestly, it's
beautiful
been
name.
such a busy weekend. But no, that place was fabulous. That was a juicy. What was it?
You
ribeye?
had a ribeye. No, you didn't.
Oh no, it was a black garlic.
Yeah.
Ribeye steak. That was very nice actually. So yes, that Luminarius or whatever it's called. That was good.
And well, when in Rome, as they say, when
We won't be, but
when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So out here, I can't really say I've eaten anything different to Whitfield, but we did go to the restaurant on Thursday, which was great. We've had pizza. We've had KFC. We've had a really bad bar meal on Hollywood Boulevard.
Perfect.
Yes, I will. I can't remember the name of the bar, so I'd call them out. But we've had some bad food. We've had some good food. But I need to bring in the tripod here. What else have we eaten an awful lot of?
Cheetos.
when we went to Walmart, you should have seen they bought what had been a vat.
We found
for
the
them.
regular bags of Cheetos, and Francesco said, "Look on the top shelf. They got party-sized bags, and they're as big as this table."
Love it. You can sleep on that bag.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, it's as comfortable as a pillow.
Also, there's been a lot of milk duds, Cheez-Its, and just general junk.
Ian's fingers have been very cheesy. Let's just
Love
say.
it. That's the way to go.
And
That's the way to go.
it's not over yet, so there's going to be more food to come.
Exactly. And the third and final question is very simple. Would you come back to LA?
If you had asked me after the Ultra Beast event, I would have said no. I did not care for downtown.
Did you go to that bar on Hollywood Boulevard?
No, I did not. No. It was in downtown LA, and the hotel that we were in was right next to that outdoor mall that the event was held at.
Right.
And so we were like on the Walk of Fame and stuff. This all sounds great on paper. It really, really does. But it just felt so alien and empty and just artificial.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
it was cool to see a Hollywood star, get the picture and stuff, but I don't think I'd go back. Again, now having spent some time in Pasadena,
Yes.
I'm like, I think this is spectacular, and I understand that's rather upscale here in Pasadena, right? I could never afford a house in 12 lifetimes here.
No.
But it's beautiful. I love it here. I would come back.
Yes. I'm on the same page. Never been to LA before, but definitely would like to come back and visit more of it because we're only here for such a short space
It's
of
a big
time,
county.
really. Yeah, very big. And Pasadena's beautiful, very, very nice. Where we're staying in Alhambra is not too bad. And actually visiting Long Beach and the Pike, great. And if we can get over to Santa Monica, I'd love to see that. But there's so much more. When. Okay, fastest behind the wheel of a Cherokee. The Cherokee will deliver.
It's now So that's a yes for you.
That's a yes for me.
Yeah. And I'll round this out, and I can't not say yes because this is my 5th time here. I've been here 4 times previous to this. I love this city. There are some sketchy places, but there are some beautiful places. And as we've said, Pasadena is gorgeous. The Rose Bowl, I mean, this whole golf course.
It's beautiful.
Sort of stadium area, gorgeous. Long Beach is beautiful. And there are the Walmart in West Covina that we went to yesterday was
I got a shiny Murkrow.
Exactly.
I'm happy.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he got a bag of Cheetos. So.
Oh, I think you might have.
I think I won.
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, Milo.
That's okay. Different
me,
priorities.
That's an emphatic yes. But while we've got it, we've got the Italian tripod and the ninja with us. Would you guys come back here?
Yeah, for the 8th time. Yes, of course.
So you're in the same boat as me?
Yeah, I'm being everywhere in California, especially in Los Angeles. So yeah, I will come back.
Apple Store?
Yeah, definitely. Later.
Tomorrow? Later?
Yeah, later. Tomorrow.
Later tomorrow.
Well, we're in San Diego tomorrow, so
we can go to the Apple Store in San Diego.
That's a good point.
And Hermes.
Absolutely. Even though it takes me just as long to get here as it does to get to London, I would come back. I've been here many times. I've got a lot of clients out here. But for Pogo, 100%.
Fabulous. That's a resounding yes then.
That's a full all-round
and I hope that's a constructive and complete answer for you.
I think so. I think so.
Moostaful 27, as he's called. But before we do round out, of course, here at the Rose Bowl, or the golf course more specifically, tons of shinies have been
to be
caught.
more specific, the ambassador tent.
The ambassador tent. We've, again, nabbed a table, but there are tons of people who've caught shinies over this weekend. I think we've got to hear from them.
I think we need to collar a couple. And the time's been distorted again.
Well, it actually has in game. We're at the half hour, so...
So, and look who's just appeared through it.
Who's a ginger?
Shinies of the week.
Oh, let's get that one.
Straight away.
Get that one in the shines of the week. And I'll get
Boys,
to
we've
the
just
chaser.
had a live egg hatch. Tell us your name, where you're from, and what you just got.
I'm Jazz H2O. I'm from Northern California, up by Eureka, and I just hatched my 3rd shiny Pachirisu with a trade already set up to get you one in first
Third
place.
shiny?
3rd shiny.
Damn. I haven't got one of those things yet. And I won that one. That is great. That's an awesome shiny.
If I had more than 6 trades, I could have gotten you one as well. But the last trade was set up for you.
GG's, man.
Big congratulations. I'll nab that off you a bit later.
And while we're talking shinies of the week, we've got the infamous Chicken Chaser 89.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. And tell us, well, where you're from. We know your name.
I'm from a town called Reading, Pennsylvania, so out near Philly. And my shinies, I got an XXL shiny Stunky.
Oh,
so that's pretty sick.
Nice.
And I hatched an XXL shiny Badoo.
It's all the extra large shinies for you.
I really
Chaser,
like
I didn't know
those.
you were XXL. It's
Oh,
crazy.
you know, man. You know how I roll. Yeah, and I got the shiny Voltorb. That was my big chase for this event.
That is a great shiny.
That was your
Voltorb.
chicken chase.
Yeah,
man.
I love that one.
Chicken chasing shinies.
GG's, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Because we do this every week. What are you laughing at?
It's just listen, when you read out names constantly for week after week after week, it's very funny and nice to see people, put the username to the face.
It is, it really is.
Put the face to the username.
Face to
that's the right
username.
way, yeah.
That's what you said, I think.
No, I said the username to the face.
Same thing, isn't it?
I hate you.
Anyway, look, let's just move on. I'm sure there's plenty more shinies that we can gloss over your idiocy with.
And we have another shinies of the week from my man. It's a shame Marky's not here. My man
Marky
Denticles.
would just lose it, wouldn't
he? Man like Denticles in the building. Denticles. What's your shiny of the week, bro?
Oh, I don't know. There's, to be fair, there's for the whole weekend 42 to choose from.
Okay, so go through your best,
So
maybe
it's
two or
Shiny,
three.
shinies of the year.
Actually, we need the runtime.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, do we want to go with? There's the 3 Hisuian Quillfish. There's the Pachirisu.
Because one wasn't
Yeah.
enough, right? You
No.
know.
I think we need to play the flex game jingle.
Yeah,
here.
I know, right?
Flex it up, flex it up.
I mean, there's 2 Stunky, 3 Hisuian Sneasels.
Should we stop him there?
I think so.
What about the 4 Pikachu?
4 Pikachu.
4 Pikachu.
Crazy.
Denticles,
Yeah.
man.
All,
That is just
all
insane.
4 different hats as well. So no repeats.
Milo's looking a bit jealous over here, I'll be honest.
You know, Milo's getting jealous, but I feel we've got to go to a Shinies of the Week from the biggest casual in the world.
Who's that? Ian Waterfall.
Well, He has a ginger mic cable. Tell us about your show of the week, because this one is lit.
So, you know that saying, save the best till last. So yes, lads, I did. And by the way, I was kind of gutted because I was literally by myself. One of Dax's subscribers stopped me and was like, "Oh, hey, I think you're in a few of his videos. I apologise for being loud and annoying."
You
and I was,
for being in his
no,
videos?
I didn't. Literally, I was just tapping. No, genuinely, I was just tapping the screen, and you know when you keep tapping, and you go through, you just don't even realise. And literally, as I was talking to him, and then I looked down at my phone, I was like, "Dude, I think I've just got a shundo." And then he obviously looked and was like, "Yeah, 5'7". I think that's a shundo." So yes, I did get my shiny of the week. Sorry for this week is
shundo of the week.
My shundo of the week
Shundos of the
is a shundo. Or, I was going to say origin form Giratina is a origin form Palkia.
You wish.
From
You wish.
LA Sinnoh Tour 2367 shiny from LA. So just to show
I'm gutted I wasn't with you for that moment.
That
was
is amazing,
so
dude.
insane.
Yeah, so I got shundo, which is
Casuals for the win.
During shinies of the week, I finally got my shiny Growlithe. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on anyone's
okay, it's
toes,
okay.
but oh my god!
Not that my Shundo Palkia wasn't good enough, Sue. It's okay.
Actually, to be fair,
I love you.
Congrats, Sue.
Your shundo is old news now, Sue.
I'm just here to say Coops' shundo is spectacular.
It's okay. I like Growlithe. I like.
Oh no, I've been trying for this for ages.
It's been a long one,
It's okay.
hasn't it? Yeah, lots
No.
of checks.
I'm backtracking to make it seem better. I'm sorry. Anyway, shinies of the week.
There's not a lot more we can really talk about this week, other than we hope that everybody is having a great global. Well, it finishes today.
Yes, global, and Ian's going to be sticking around in America here in LA.
I don't know where I've done it yet. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
going to be a surprise.
Exactly, and actually, it would still be going on for a lot of you listening to this. So let us know on socials how you've done over global. We hope it's very successful, and we will have been having a fantastic time, Mark and I, in Walpole Park. Chris, where are you going global? Back in Chicago?
Yeah, back in Chicago.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather holds up.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be quite as nice as
snowshoes
here.
out.
That's right. Yeah, tie some tennis rackets to my feet and get out there and raid.
Those ice types would be very prevalent.
That's
but
right.
We do have to wrap up the show. So if you enjoyed listening to this show, and there will be more live shows coming out through the year at various events. We do love doing these live shows, to be
Chris
fair.
and Kyle will be
yes,
back.
getting
Yeah.
guest features for
Absolutely.
sure. So if you did enjoy, make sure that you hit the follow plus subscribe button wherever you're listening to us at, because we drop an episode every single Sunday. We never miss a week, and we'd hate for you to miss that immediate download. And if you could rate us a nice 5-star, that would be muchly appreciated on whatever podcast platform you're choosing to listen to us on. If you can do a written review on Apple, that'd be sick.
But don't forget, Phil, if people want to send us a WhatsApp voice message, you can also do
Like
that.
Mark did.
Like Mark just did. If you want to be like Masterful27, you can store this number in your phone, record a voice message on WhatsApp, and it will ping straight through to our phone. The number you need is +44 759 269 5696. Or you could email us at contact@incensepodcast.com.
Yes, you can. As all of the other socials, of course, at Incensed Podcast across X, Instagram, Threads, and Campfire as well. We'd love to hear from you. But we cannot end the show without saying a massive thank you to everybody on our Patreon,
not.
the people who help support the podcast and keep it chugging along. Thank you, everybody who is the bronze and silver tiers. You guys are absolutely awesome. And the biggest of shout-outs to our gold tier members, many of whom we've actually met over the course of this LA show, and we'll be seeing quite a few more at Global. So the following people: HermesNinja, JB, CliffordMert, DerbyRuss, Kerry and Zachary, Connolly, Apex171, MUFTi, Barside2, Hyebone, Maz, a.k.a. Ozmalionheart, and finally Mandy
I
Croft.
think we met yesterday, didn't we?
Yes.
I think
yesterday.
I think it was Mandy we met. She had an Australian accent, so it probably
I
was.
think so, but we did have a lot of anybody who came up and said hello to us over the course of this LA Sinnoh Tour weekend. Thank you so much. We really are appreciative, and actually always astonished that there are people in real life who are listening to us babble on endlessly about a game.
It really does make us feel a little bit special.
But wait, boys. Good news.
What?
There's a spotlight hour happening. And this one's actually pretty notable. So
Notable trainer?
Notable trainer?
No. That's the other tent right over there.
Yeah.
We're gonna say. That's right. We're
not
gonna
allowed in there. Yeah.
We're gonna be having regular Sandshrew and a Lowland Sandshrew on the same spotlight hour. That's right. And the bonus is going to be bonus transfer candy.
That's needed.
Right, and that very vague plus extra XL rare candy, I believe was the phrase.
Oh, the 1% chance.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. So mark your calendars. I know I am.
And And that terrible disappointment.
Anybody who played Sandshrew, calm down.
Sandshrew. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.